How come Santa's not driving yet?
Santa only comes once a year.
Warlag, wow, top of the world package membership. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, here we go. Whoa. Oh, listen to that. Nice. Welcome, everybody. This is, I don't know what this is. It's Rob and Kurt's. Here we go. Everybody, it's Rob and Kurt's Van Halen Guitar Holiday Special. Wow. Starring Kurt 5150. And of course, you know him, you love him. Rob Johnson. Rob EVH 5150.
That's his middle name.
I'm Johnny Beane 5150.
Yeah.
Welcome, you guys. Welcome, everybody.
Kurt, what's that shit all over your face?
You sound like my mother.
Take a picture, it'll last longer. Looks good.
Oh my gosh.
I could probably have your cat lick it off. Beane.
Wait, Johnny Beane's gonna lick it off?
Oh my gosh.
No, your cat Beane.
All right. Let me just get through these announcements, then you guys can have at it. You guys, guess what? We have channel members here on Johnny Beane TV, here on YouTube. Top tier of channel members are Dave Ennis. By the way, Dave Ennis, happy birthday to you, man. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday. And it was also Dane Zimmerman's birthday as well.
Dang.
Happy birthday, Dane Zimmerman. Everybody's having birthdays. Executive producers Dave Ennis, Vinyl Freak 5150, Mike Neese, Music Therapy Laz, who is in Peru right now, having a great time. Majestic PB and J Cat, Wayno, Full Flube, Sherman Callahan, Andy Carson, Michael B, R-Habs, The Chad, Lenny Lou and Mary, James Gum, John Moronic, Stephen Franklin, Michael Smith, the Captain, Thomas Santiago, Joe Christian, Jim Ray Hawkins, and Steve Carmichael. That is the top tier of channel members here on Johnny Beane TV. Where's the card? There it is. If you'd like to become a channel member, click that join button right below the 16 thumbs ups. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. And if you'd like to help support the channel, support these shows, any super chats will change the color of my lights. So if you look behind me, you got the Guitar Noir. It doesn't compare to Rob's, but it's, it's something.
That's awesome, though. I love that, John. No, seriously, I love the lighting. Seriously,
thank you, man. Thank you. Well, any super chats?
I see Jimmy Carr in here.
We'll change the lights. Let's see. We're also live in the Johnny Beane TV Facebook page, where if you'd like to help support over there, Facebook stars, a digital gift that helps in the production of these shows. We're also live in the Van Halen 1974 to Forever Facebook group, which I'm looking to possibly change the name again. So if anybody has any suggestions, drop them in the comments below. We're live at EVH Gear Live on Facebook and, Facebook. Yeah, page and group. We're live everywhere. We're live right now. We figured there's nothing else going on Thursdays. We might as well be on. So
let's do it live.
We'll do it live. And now here's Rob.
Hey, Johnny, how are you? How's everything?
I'm great.
Yeah. Hey, somebody else is here too. Barney's here.
Oh, Barney.
Barney, you say hi.
Oh, hi, Barney.
Kurt really liked Barney, and the funny thing is, well, it's not funny, but Barney really liked Kurt too. Kurt, you got to show that picture of you and the dog when he was here, when you were here.
Okay, yeah, I'll find it here real quick. But I do. Barney really kind of attached to me. Every time I sat on the couch, he was right there on my lap. Rob was trying to hand me peanut butter, but we had a good time, Barney and I.
I was trying to do something else with the peanut butter, but no. I just want to say, first off, thank you everybody for watching. It's been a while. It's been probably, gosh, it's been almost like 3 or 4 months since I've actually, I don't know, about 3 months or so, because I've been at my new job for 4 months now, and it's been a while since I've been live, and I am going to go on my own channel. I was actually going to do my own show tonight for a couple of hours on my channel, and then Johnny and Kurt and I got talking. We said, hey, let's do it this way. So it's great to see everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I've been working like crazy at my new job. I'm really liking it. It's very rewarding. I have a lot more I got more responsibility, but I also have more time off. I can kind of come and go as I want, which is great. And I guess the only other big thing really going on in my life is I'm preparing in 2 weeks, or actually Saturday, January 8th, for my 5th degree black belt test. So I'll be testing for my 5th on. It'll be it's been coming for a while. It's been kind of crazy, but a lot of fun, obviously. But I've been prepping for that. So between that and my new job and still working on these guitars, got some really cool new stuff to chat about and hanging out with these guys. Got to spend some really cool time with Kurt back in last month when he came to visit for a few days. We did the EVH Con thing. It was great.
Yeah. And Pete's in the chat, Rob, and he says Kurt and Rob like to scissor. And Pete, it's more of a protractor than a scissor. Come on.
What's up, Pete? Jimmy Carr and Pete and those guys, awesome guys, real great friends, as everybody else is too. But I just wanted to say it was great. A couple of weeks ago when Van Hagar and Everybody Wants Some came to play in basically Chicopee, Massachusetts, which is like 25 minutes from my house. So it was great. Got to go down, help them set up. Joe Girard, the lead guitarist for Everybody Wants Some, played my star guitar. Right there, you guys can see it. Played the star guitar. He played it for Panama and I think Beautiful Girls. It was just great. It was a great show. Then Van Hagar came on and totally kicked ass. And it was just great. It was so cool to see two amazing tribute bands playing, together. Can't wait to get back out to the West Coast and see Caleb. I've never seen Nerd Halen. I've always wanted to see those guys. So definitely interested in seeing those guys too. But it's been a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff going on lately. So
he wants to get a star guitar now since he played yours.
He does. He actually, he's going to have, he was trying to get an EVH one and he just can't seem to get a line on one anywhere. They're just so hard to find. So I hooked him up with Chris Locke and he's going to have him, he's going to do the body and the neck. And then I think Nick's going to paint it for him. So.
Cool. Now, Rob, you painted yours, right?
I did. Mine, I'll show you. Hold on a second.
It was white, right?
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants, so I have to stop the camera.
Oh, okay.
That's the oldest one in the book.
Yeah.
But me not wearing pants or stopping the camera. So, I've had about 3 stars in my life. I had one that was I think the first one I had was a K&E guitar, which was a great guitar. And then when EVH came out with theirs in 2015, I got one of those. And then I just wanted to redo it again. So redo a custom one again. So this is a lock body and a lock neck. And it's exact to the exact specs of what a real Charvel Star is. And I painted it. Some of you guys might remember it was actually painted white like Ed's was in 79.
Yeah.
In 79 into 1980. And I had it that way for a while. And then about a year ago, just under a year ago, I decided I was going to stripe it. And I'm telling you, I've painted, this is the second star I've ever painted. This is a bitch. It's a pain in the ass. It took me 8 hours to stripe this thing, seriously. It's one of the most time-consuming paint jobs, but I was really happy with it. I usually don't do them myself anymore just because I'm kind of lazy, but every once in a while I'll do one, and I did this one, and I'm really happy how it came out. EVH actually missed a lot on their version as far as stripes, but again, everybody, those guitars, the Stripe series, other than the 5150, those are more tribute kind of guitars. They're not exact, and they were never really meant to be exact. Right. The ones that, the higher priced ones are, but so it came out really, really good. I was really happy with it. I have
incredible.
Oh yeah.
Incredible neck.
Yeah, it plays. It's phenomenal. What was I going to say on this? So it's got a vintage prototype nut, and I actually found an FRT for you Floyd Rose geeky guys that kind of like me that collect and know the custom Floyds, the old school ones. This is an FRT4, which basically means it was the first model they had with the fine tuners, but you notice the fine tuners come straight up. They come straight up. It doesn't slant back. So this was the first model, and Eddie had a gold one on his Frankenstrat in 1982. And what he didn't like about it was his because the fine tuners came straight up and they didn't go back at a slant. They call it a T shape because it goes straight here, then it goes straight up where the fine tuners are. If you notice a real FRT, 5 or 7, whatever, they slant back, so you have more space. So he was hitting his palm when he played. He would always rest his palm here, so he was hitting his palm on him. So he wanted a modification done, and they ended up coming out with the FRT5, the whale tail, and that was the modification. So these are kind of hard to find, these FRT4s, 3 or 4s, and it's got a big steel block in the back, and so it's kind of a cool guitar. I like it. The bar is it's like a mile long. It reaches from freaking Florida to Maine.
I was wondering if it was either morning time there or you were just happy to see Johnny and I.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
And Johnny, I'm sure Rob will get to it, but he's replaced what, Rob, 5 or 6 bars on some of your guitars with the long old school vintage bar like that.
Yeah, so I would say I never was really a Floyd Rose kind of geek up until about maybe, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago. I always liked the original Floyds, and I knew what they were and everything. But a lot of you guys have heard the term whale tail, FRT5, all that, and those are basically the first run of fine tune. Well, the second run, that one was the first one, but basically they were like the we could go on and on forever, but it was one of the original Floyd Roses that Floyd was making in his garage, and they were all hand tooled, and Floyd had a contract with Fernandez Guitars, and Fernandez was actually making them for a while, and there was a bunch of different things. They had a big, huge steel block in them, a big fat block, and they didn't have the little retainers, spring retainers, and stuff like that. They were actually made also with a company called APM, American Precision Metals. So if you can find a real FRT5, they are there's, and I have one on my 5150, believe it or not. It took me a while to find one. They go for over $2,000 just for the Floyd, if you can even find them, because it's been said that there was only about 200 made. And they're really, 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 really cool. So I was actually lucky enough. One of the guys watching this chat, or watching the show, Jerry Like, a good friend of ours.
Hey, Jerry.
Gave me one of his back in the summer. And I actually put it on my 5150. And I have a couple of others. I have a couple of the Jim Francis models, which are awesome. They're identical. And it's on, have them on the Neptune and the Kramers. But they're just great bridges. But the bars on those FRT5s and the 1s and the 2s and 3s and all that, they have a very long stem and they're a little bit straighter. So I kind of geeking out over the last, year or so, trying to find these parts to kind of upgrade mine, because I'm always looking at ways I can make my guitars more accurate. So,
Rob, when you come to Seattle and visit me, we'll go see Floyd Rose because he lives in Seattle. We'll find out where he lives and we'll just go knock on his door.
I met him at NAMM back in 2019. I spent a lot of time chatting with him, but I'd
I
love
won't
to
get
see
arrested.
him. It was funny when I was talking to him. I actually brought up the topic of FRT5. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we still make the whale tails today." And I'm like, "Okay." He didn't even remember what they were, So I certainly wasn't going to argue with the man, but it's pretty cool stuff, though. Kind of neat.
They don't remember the details that we do.
Alan says, "I came here to see a sword fight between Kurt and Rob." What's up, Al? How you doing?
Hey, you guys. Hey, Dwight.
Dwight.
Got a lot of people here, man.
You want me to do a quick shout out, Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do we got in here?
All right, perfect. So we got Dwight Bailey. We got Alan Garber. What's up, Alan? We got my big boy Jimmy Carr. Good to see you, Jimmy.
Or is that a pet name, Big Boy?
Little boy Jimmy Carr. Is that better?
I don't know if he'll like it.
Megatod 707. We have what is it? Paul McCauley. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you showing up. We got Pete Caruccio. What's up, Pete? Good to see you, man. It's nice meeting you.
Hey, Pete.
The one and only Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael. What's up, buddy?
Thomas Santiago. Tim Thomas. And Majestic PBJ and Cat, or as Steve Anderson would say, Majestic Peanut Butter and Jelly, or Majestic Peanut Butter and Jam Cat, whichever one you choose. And then just coming in, we got Janice Lala. What's up, Janice? Good to see you.
Hey, Janice. Nice to meet you at Con, too.
Yeah, for sure. She's awesome. James Lyle. James G. What's up, James? And Dwight Bailey and Andy Carson. And then whoever else is trickling in. Warlag is in here as well. Unless you see anyone else, Johnny, on Facebook.
Forgot Nightbot.
Yeah. Nightbot is here. Everybody's here. This is the place to be, you guys. This is Johnny Beane TV. Smash that thumbs up and subscribe to get into the chat.
And Cobra Kai Platoon is here too.
Cobra Kai, of course. Yeah.
Did you say Tim Thomas? Maybe you did.
Tim Thomas. Yeah, Tim Thomas.
Yep. Dwight Bailey.
Dwight Bailey.
Blackjack Guitar Nut is coming in. Everyone's coming in.
Everybody's here.
No, it's great to see everybody. It's awesome. I hope everybody's all ready for a nice holiday. A nice holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or you don't, or whatever, or New Year's. Hope everyone's going to get some time to spend with their family and friends, animals,
guitars.
This is like a Christmas edition. Look at this.
Yeah, I know,
Red
right? Hey, by the way, I framed that picture of you and I at Con, by the way. I take it to bed with me every night.
I won't tell you what I do with mine.
Look like that.
Yeah. The funny thing was when Kurt was coming over, was it Caleb or was it Kurt, not Kurt? Was it Caleb or was it Jay? Excuse me. They said to you when I picked you up at the airport, they're like, "Oh, make sure." Yeah.
Oh my
I think it was Jay. He said, "Hey, don't go near Rob's bed, otherwise you'll end up getting pregnant." So,
that was Jay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, he took the morning after pill, so I think he was all set by the time he got home.
Oh God. Yeah, it was funny, Johnny. I can't remember if I told you or not, but Rob picked me up from the airport, and we were having trouble like connecting with each other, where I was and where he was, and finally he pulled up and he gets out of his car, and we just like hugged like we had known each other for 20 years.
What's wrong with that guitar? It's like a Steinbeck. Go ahead. Never
The headless?
No, yeah, it keeps disappearing. I'm like, what's wrong with that guitar neck? No, keep talking. Go ahead.
Anyway, it was just cool meeting him for the first time. But when we met each other, really, it seemed like we had known each other for 20 years. Seriously.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's cool. That's how actually when him and I met for the first time, we actually did know each other for 20 years.
Yeah, I know. That's even the funny part. I know.
Because we met on online. What 99 not
like
1999 I think is when that was.
It was 90. No, it was 90. It was 90. Well, yeah, it was 98. It was
either the very end of 98 or 99 because I remember I was collecting and trading live Van Halen bootleg recordings.
Yeah. I'm still on that site, by the way. VH.
And you're still on there? And that's we met through that site.
Mm-hmm. We did.
It was like VH Boots or something.
Yeah, VH Boots. Yeah, Ron Higgins ran the discography, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where we met. We actually traded some cassettes back and forth.
We traded, and I remember I called you Ron. When I first met you, I thought your name was Ron. So that's where that whole thing came from, calling you Ron.
Yeah, my ex-father-in-law used to call me Ron, by the way. It was also a mistake. No, but it's funny though. It's the same way when when I met Johnny, and also Chris Hubbard too. I mean Nesdal. I mean all those guys. When you see people, I mean, well, the funny thing was because Johnny and I I started doing the show with Johnny back in 2015. I think it was. I started doing you guys' show when you were doing it. But when you know someone and you talk to them, and you become friends, online, especially through these shows or through the Van Halen whatever, group. When you finally meet them, it's like you've known them your whole life, and it's really a special feeling. But I know, like it was when Kurt got out of the car. We were actually on the phone because I'm at Logan Airport trying to find out where he's standing because it was Saturday afternoon, so it was really busy. I was already drunk, and
I had to pull my pants down.
And there he is, and I get out, put my hazards on, got out, and big hug. And as soon as he got in the car, Barney growls at him. He's like, and I'm like, he's okay, he'll be fine. And then they ended up becoming best buds, and like not even a minute later, but. And as soon as he got in the car, cranked the Van Halen. We're telling stories. We're making jokes. It was so much fun. We had a great time. And I am coming out to Seattle before. Well, I say Seattle. I know you don't live in Seattle, but I will be out to see you before Summer NAMM because I am going to Summer NAMM. I'm going to come.
Let's do it.
But I want to come out and see you prior to that. It'd be kind of fun.
And just so you guys know,
Awesome.
The people in the chat or people watching, Johnny has his phone number here on the screen. My first YouTube show I watched was Rob's video on the 5150. And it was like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep, and I picked my phone up and I came across this video and I watched the whole thing. It was like 3 hours long. And the next day I text Johnny and I'm like, hey, I think I've seen this Rob guy on your channel. I want to get a hold of him because I have a couple questions. And Johnny was like, Johnny, I don't know if you remember this or not. You're like, here's his number. Call him. He's cool. Like, he'll talk to you. And I text Rob, and then we talked on the phone. And then, like, it's just, Johnny was right. Like, Rob was cool. And it's crazy how we can all know each other without, like, really knowing each other,
Yeah, it is. It's funny. Hef, what's up, Hef?
Oh, Hef's another OG.
Thank you, Andy Carson. He just sent this in via WhatsApp.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
Right on. Thank you, Andy Carson.
Yeah, but speaking of the 5150, here's mine, and I brought it to EVH Con because I always like to bring it. Adam Reaver couldn't show up; he couldn't make it. I was hoping Adam could have made it, but Adam couldn't make it. But Scott was there, our good friend Scott Smith, who has seen and played the 5150, the original, numerous times, and I handed this to him, and also Steve Nowicki was there.
Oh yeah, great guy.
It was awesome hanging out with Steve, and Steve gave me one of the biggest compliments. He said, Rob, he said, I started watching your channel, and he says, he told me, he said, you're the reason I started painting these things. And, he's got a really cool 5152, and he just finished his 1984 Kramer, and it came out great. So Steve and I have been messaging back and forth.
He's watching today.
Yeah. Steve's just a great guy. He's become a real good friend too. It was great meeting him, and it's so amazing to be an inspiration to somebody on these guitars, especially when, you've been doing them for, gosh, I mean, I've been painting these things and building them now since 96, I guess. And so anyways, I handed this to Scott, and Scott's holding it, and he gave me again. I mean, Adam said the same thing as Adam's seen, and he looked and he said, this is probably the closest 5150 I've ever seen. He said, this is almost scary. And that's such a huge compliment, to get specifically on this guitar. I mean, and I think everything on this guitar now is totally exact. Everything. I mean, I don't think there's anything on this guitar that could be any different or any more accurate. I mean, and here's the original whale tail. You guys can see it, and you'll notice
cool.
The Floyd Rose is more offset. It's closer to the edge. It's not lined up with a post. The saddles are more squared off, and you'll also notice here where the screws go in on a regular one. They're not rounded oval like that. They're square, and brass brass fine tuners. And you'll notice there's none of those stupid useless springs underneath, because it just gives you a real good base, and a big, huge flat steel block in the back. And that's what gives you that amazing sustain. And on the bar, you can even tell it's got the old school nut. It's not the same collar. You can tell the
10 millimeter
washers. Yeah. And then if you look in here, you can tell. I don't know if you can see how long that bar is. It's got a long stem. Yeah. But yeah. So this is cool. It's got the vintage prototype nut and everything on it. But yeah, this great guitar. This is definitely still to this day my favorite guitar. And Hubbard just nailed the what do you call it?
What was that?
Grain. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Real cool guitar. I love it.
Yeah, when I went down to your basement, that's the first one I went to.
Yeah, this one definitely seems to be a showstopper wherever I bring it. It's a fun guitar. It's great. I just love it. It's like I said, this is the guitar that got me into Van Halen and playing guitar. And it's ironic that it's my absolute favorite one that I have,
Now, Rob, isn't there a few different saddles on the original one? Have you thought about that?
That's the one thing I did not do on this. That's not accurate, because I didn't want to take anything away from an original FRT5. I mean, this bridge is worth over $2,000, just the bridge. So on Eddie's, he's got I think 4. He had 2 for a while, and then he upgraded. Then he, I don't know what year it was. I'd have to go back and look. There's 4 updated saddles on Eddie's right now, and there's only 2 of the original shorter T-block saddles. But I could do that, but it was just one of those things. I was like, no, I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna, do that to an original FRT5. So I kept that. That's probably one of the only things. And I also think on Eddie's, he replaced the clamps. So they're not it's a prototype nut still, but I think he replaced them with updated clamps. But, like I said, I just wanted to keep that stuff pretty, that's probably the only thing you could find on this guitar that's not, not exact. But
R2 R3 says, I got lost in Rob's basement. It's funny going down there for the first time, obviously looking at certain guitars that I wanted to see in person, but he also, his amplifier setup with the wet, dry, wet and the pedal board is something that you immediately want to go check out. But then on the other side of the room that you can't see, he has a huge bookshelf with every single magazine that's ever been printed that Eddie Van Halen or Van Halen's been in.
Okay.
It's some
Those
memorabilia.
magazines.
Yeah, not those type of magazines.
Those are up
Not-
there. Those are
They're
up.
stroke mags, but it's a different stroke.
Different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah, but like it's pretty incredible to go down there because you're like over here and over here and over here because there's so much to see. And to him, it's probably not as exciting because he's kind of been in that realm for the last 30, 40 years. But I could have spent, 10 hours just at the bookshelf looking at all the magazines and all the stuff, the DVDs and the bootlegs, all that stuff on top of the guitars and the amps. So Rob, truly your collection's incredible. Mine only measures to not even a quarter of what yours does.
No, yours was
And
6.5 inches.
I'm talking about the collection, not the other.
Oh, by the way, I got those 2 books. I did get the Unchained one and the Before and After the Aftershock, or whatever the hell it is called. Yeah,
Cool.
I had to get those. But I just was gonna. I want to give a shout out to a guy that some of you people may know. Well, first off, the Scott Smiths, the Jerry Likas, those guys. I mean, those are the guys that I learned how to paint from. And I don't know if John's watching this. I don't even know if he watches these shows, but he's a big Van Halen guy. He's on all the Facebook pages, and he's also a painter builder. His name is John Marks. And
I know him.
Yeah, great guy. So you got your Chris Hubbards, you have your Nick Amendolas. Those are both amazing friends too. And about 3 months ago, I got this Frankenstrat, and I got it from a guy by the name of John Marks. And I was blown away at how accurate it was. This is absolutely the closest Frankenstrat I have ever had in my life, owned. And I've seen the real one, and I have pictures of the real one, and I've owned a lot of them. But I'm telling you, this Frankie, and the last one I had was amazing too. And I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just because I didn't do it, but it was amazing. But this one absolutely blows that away. And John Marks painted. It took him a year to paint it. It's a lock body and a Music Craft neck, and he nailed every little thing on this. The only thing I did to it is I put a whale tail bar on it with the old school collar, because that's what's on the real one. I took those dumb, freaking useless tone robbing screws off the Floyd, and I put on some crown heads like what's on the real one right now. And other than that, I didn't do anything to it because John just freaking nailed it. So about a week ago, you guys all know Donnie Ward. Donnie Ward posts and even nailed the fogging and everything. And that guy the guy, Johnny
B Guitars.
Yeah, Johnny B Guitars. He puts out, I've been watching his videos for a while too. This guy does, he gives new meaning to the word deep dive rabbit hole. This guy just is insane when it comes to this kind of stuff and testing paints. And I love how he calls the decals decals and all that other stuff. He's
from Canada.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I've never met the guy. I'd love to, but I've learned a lot from watching his videos, believe it or not. And anyways, back to Donnie Ward. Donnie put a post up on Facebook a week ago. It said, "Hey, is the block in the back of the Frankie brass?" And I responded right away. I'm like, "No, it's not a big brass block. It's a standard steel block." And a couple of people, and I'm not always right by a long shot. I stand corrected a lot of times, and usually if I don't know something, I won't just say what I think it is. I'll say I don't know, and I'll check it out. But I could have sworn it was a steel block. And I went back and I looked at some pictures, and I'm like, son of a gun. It is. It's a freaking regular standard size brass block like this one. And I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I know it's so stupid, but I actually had one laying around. And so I took the bridge off a few days ago.
Rob, real quick. The Godos have a standard size brass block, don't they?
And that's what they are. And I think it was, I'm going to give a little shout out to Hef here, because Hef messaged me and he said, hey, what kind of block is that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just know I've had the standard size brass block. Peavey used them. Music Man used them, but those were different. Those were Gatos too, but they're different. These ones they're still Gatos, but these are the old school ones. They look exactly like a standard size steel block, but they're brass. So at some point, one was put on the Frankenstrat, and I never knew that. So I reached out to Scott, because he was part of bringing that guitar to the Met. And I was just like, wow, what do you think? And he even had to go back and look at his pictures. So anyways, I just learned that the original Frankenstrat actually has a standard size brass block. And according to Hef, it's made by Gato. It's a Japanese block. So I learned something from Hef as well. But very cool. But again, just a quick shout out to John Marks. This is without a doubt the coolest Frankie I think I've ever owned, and it plays amazing. He just knocked this one out of the park. I mean, it is so close to the original. I'm not going to bring up the $25,000 guitar, because I'm not trying to say this. This isn't competing with anything. I'm just saying I've played those, I've seen them, but what I will say is this is the best Frankenstrat I've ever owned in my life. And I'm so lucky to have it. And thank you, John Marks. You did an awesome job.
Awesome.
So, Rob, how many of Eddie's guitars did he have the big brass block in?
I don't think Eddie used a lot of big brass blocks in his guitars. He had, the steel block, the big steel block in the 5150. I'm not going to say he doesn't have any in his guitars, but if you look at Eddie, I mean, Adam's been working with Eddie since started working with Eddie since back in like 92, 93.
Yep. And
Adam was, he's Futon is some of the best stuff out there. But I remember Adam told me one time Eddie was not a big fan of a bunch of big brass blocks. He wasn't a big fan of that. If you look at Eddie's tour relic, the one he played, there's no FU tone upgrades on that guitar at all. Nothing. He might have like a titanium nut on it, but there's no big brass blocks. There's none of that. I think the Stealth, his black Stealth, might have had a couple of Futon upgrades, but I'm pretty sure it did not have a brass block. I don't think Eddie was big on the brass blocks. Of course, he had him on the Peavey Wolfgangs and he had him on the Music Mans.
Yep.
But even if you look at Eddie's #1 original Amber Music Man, that had the standard Gato brass block on it. He wasn't big on those big fat brass blocks.
Well, didn't that have a Floyd on it?
It had an original Floyd on it in the beginning, like Johnny's has an original Floyd Rose on his. And that's why Eddie's has a route underneath the bridge, because at the time when those guitars were under production, the regular Floyds, they were going to use the regular Floyds, but they didn't. But the way Eddie liked his bridge to sit flush on the Music Man's, the knife edge would dig into the wood. So what they did was they put a route on Eddie's guitar. Then they ended up going with Gato, and the Gato fronts are slanted. So they stopped doing that route under all of the Music Mans after Eddie's. I think they only did a couple of them, and they didn't need to do that anymore. So they stopped doing the route. But so Eddie switched out that bridge with a Gato, I think in like 92 or 93. But there's a picture on a Guitar World magazine or Guitar magazine of Eddie holding it up before the 5150 stickers, before he switched the pickup. He's holding it in a chair. And I think that's from the Bertinelli photo shoot, isn't it, Johnny?
That's guitarist. Practicing musician.
Yeah.
Where he's pointing. He's holding it. He's sitting on a stool. He's pointing at the Music Man.
Yeah, I have that mag in there somewhere. But yeah, that's original Floyd. Johnny, you still got one in yours, don't you?
Yeah. My original Floyd from my Kramer Focus 1000. I threw it on there because my Godo bridge rusted. because when I play, my hands get wet because I'm so nervous, and I rusted the thing shut. All the little parts, and so that bridge was useless. So I basically I had to do that, and it's been like that ever since.
You're so fluid with your playing,
Yeah, they were a good band. Go-Go's. I like the Go-Go's, weren't they? They were good.
Yeah, they're good.
Here's another one that John Marks did for me, which
Man.
is very new. And I did the headstock. So this is
that's cool.
Yeah, that's a unique headstock.
Yeah, and it's okay. So the body is basically exactly identical to Ed's 98 guitar, which Wolfgang played in the 04 guitar. It's a striped Peavey special. It's an original USA body. John nailed it, knocked it out of the park. All the relicing is there. He did just a phenomenal job. I actually put an original Floyd Rose on this myself.
It looks so good.
Yeah, and it so good.
Oh yeah.
And these are Pariah Pound Cake pickups. Compliments to Sean Christopher from Pariah. Did an awesome job. And I got this neck off of eBay. And this is the cool thing. It's a real Peavey Wolfgang neck. It's got the branded burned EVH in it, but it was never finished. It's a tilt back standard Peavey Wolfgang neck, so it's the real deal. It's real fat. Cool. Johnny and I always joke together. We're always like, we could never go from a Peavey Wolfgang to playing something else, or go from something else to the Peavey. You have to start with this because the neck is just so different.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
there's always something about playing the because I had a Peavey Wolfgang years ago, and
that was
that became my main session guitar for recording.
Tobacco burst, right?
The tobacco, and I ended up having to get rid of it, and I sold it to Michael Smith, the captain.
Yep.
And he has it, and for some reason I just if I had to use that guitar, I had to use it. I couldn't switch to anything or from anything. Something. I don't know what it was, but
muscle memory in your hands.
Probably,
It's a different feel, though. It really is. I mean, this is, like I said, this is a really, I love the neck, but it's out of tune. But anyways, this, so it's a real Peavey Wolfgang neck. And like I said, it has the EVH in the back and everything, but it didn't have the scoop cut out of it. So I was like, what am I going to do with this? So I got it, and I was kind of, debating just, doing the regular Peavey thing to it, whatever. But I'm like, it doesn't have the scoop. So I'm like, I'm going to do something a little different. So it's a real Peavey Wolfgang guitar. It's a Peavey body and a neck. But what I did was I put an EVH Wolfgang logo on it, and I painted a black scoop in it and striped the headstock myself. Put the shallers, the drop Ds in it with the
good.
Yeah, I mean, it came out great. And so, I mean,
so that's painted?
Oh yeah.
That scoop is just
it's painted. You can kind of tell.
Wow.
I just painted it. And I did it all myself. I did the it came out great. I did the whole headset because it was completely bare. I just figured I'd do something a little bit different, But I mean, I think it's out of tune. It's the low E's out a little bit. But I mean, it plays great.
Just a little bit out of tune.
Yeah, just a tad. But yeah, so this is a kind of a cool guitar. But again, another kudos to John Marks. He did a great job.
And the story behind that headstock with Peavey, Eddie wanted a Gibson Flying V looking headstock. I know I've showed this before on Johnny's channel, my mini Flying V, but this is kind of what he was looking for. But the guitar companies, they have most of the patents are on the headstock, not the actual shape of the guitar. So when they were putting that Wolfgang together with Jim Nicola and Hartley Peavey, they said, we can't do the exact headstock that the Flying V has. So that's where they put that little, I don't want to call it a scoop, but kind of a fin on the the high side of the headstock.
Yeah.
It was still too close to the Gibson Flying V headstock. So then Hartley Peavey took it to the belt sander and put that scoop in the top, and Eddie liked it, and that's what they went with.
Well, Johnny, you've seen that magazine that came out about a year, not even a year ago. I forget which one it is, and it's got the original prototype Peavey, which the body was like a Music Man, and it had that weird kind of a
I have it. Let me grab it.
You have that
headstock. And our good buddy Jim DeCola was the one that built that.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You've seen that magazine, right, Johnny, or those pictures?
I've seen those pictures. I know I'm looking for them. I have them somewhere. He says he has them.
Yeah, I got the book here somewhere, but it'd take me forever to find it. So
yeah.
Let's see what we got for
Very cool.
Take a look for what we have for any questions.
Very cool. But hey, anybody that's watching this, we got 64 people watching this. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, smash that like button. You can share this video out all over Facebook, wherever you're watching from. And if you like Van Halen, this is the place you want to be. So make sure to come back. Especially tomorrow. We actually do a regular Van Halen show Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's called Talkin' Van Halen. And it'll be me. I don't know. Maybe somebody else will be joining me.
I'm going to try to see if I can jump on. Johnny, how's your Frankenstrat? Have you been playing it very often?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I have. Thank you again to You Know Who for that. Amazing. Oh, yeah. There's that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm behind the camera. You guys keep talking.
Archibald says, I replaced my EVH Floyd Rose and my USA EVH Wolfgang with a German Floyd Rose. I can see the brass block on the German. Yeah, I the EVH Floyds are great. I love them. And the Peavey Floyds are great. The Gattos are, but I'll tell you, man, nothing beats an original German Floyd. They're incredible. And actually, we'll talk about it in a few minutes, but this new Kramer that I got, this 84, I know Kurt's going to show his, but this is I just picked this guitar up at Con from Joe Suma, our buddy at Greenwich Music. And I did a couple things. I routed the humbucker out so it looked like, the 5150. I hogged it out a little bit. So I switched the pickup around. So it's still the JB, but I just flopped it around. You can tell I hogged out the cavity.
Oh, yeah.
I put a titanium nut on it with doesn't really matter, but an old school retainer. And I ordered a big steel block from a company called Feline Guitars, which we can.
Oh, Rob, don't tell everyone. They'll be sold out. They'll be sold out in no time.
Oh, did I say feline? I meant canine guitars. Canine guitars. Yeah, Barney, where'd you go? And this is a German Floyd. It's an 84 reissue. And what I did was I swapped that out because it was a Floyd Rose 1000, which are great, but I swapped it out and I upgraded it with the big steel block. And I futoned everything out with the steel inserts. These are steel fine tuners, stainless screws, stainless intonation screws, titanium blocks, and a detuner. And I also even switched out the posts to these old school kind of flathead looking posts. And again, this guitar is another one. That's Johnny's Darth Vader song, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a great guitar, and this one it just rings out really, really, really loud. Kudos to Kramer for putting these things out. They're awesome guitars. This is my main player.
Let me see the route. Wow. So I'll show you mine because this is stock.
Yep. I almost bought that one, and then I saw the green one,
and Rob switched out his. He flipped it around and put the white on top and black on bottom. But mine, courtesy of Johnny Beane, I have the titanium inserts, the brass block, the
Nice.
springs, and I actually upgraded. I put the FU tone detune in it, and I also did the titanium. Man, my camera's whacked out. Titanium nut screws in mine as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, they're great.
Thank you to Adam and FU Tone.
Adam's a great guy. He's just
our what was it, Halloween? Our Halloween show. Kurt was the
Halloween
winner.
show. And Rob, I'm thinking about cutting these out and putting them on the.
Actually, that would be kind of cool. I never thought of that because I was actually thinking of doing something to this the green one. That's actually not a bad idea. Show those again. Are they the right size?
Yeah, and this is the one you should do on your. Oh, you got green, so gray might work. But I also thought about this one.
I think the striped one would look good on your red one.
You want me to send you the gray one?
I won't argue if you do. Seriously, it's got the stars and everything. I can put it on a headstock and everything.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking of doing that. That's actually, yeah. I mean, if you don't mind, I'll pay you for them.
Now,
did you ever put that logo on your 5150 that I sent you?
Not yet, man. I've been crazy busy. For my 5150, I got the steel block that I'm gonna upgrade, which from K9 Guitars. I got the Air Correct neck plate that I'm putting in. The decal. Also, I got the string retainer as well that I'm putting on the headstock, and then I'm switching out the volume pot for a EVH 500K low friction.
Nice.
So I got all that to do, and I just that guitar was set up by Tom Weber, so I've been kind of enjoying it before I need to cut the strings off. So as soon as I'm ready to cut the strings off, I'll do all the upgrades.
No, that's a good idea. Hey, hold those stickers up to that red guitar. That would actually, that is a great idea. Seriously, that's going to look amazing. No, the striped ones.
That gray one's coming to you.
I'm telling you, man, I think that is going to look cool as hell. That is a great idea. Seriously. What do you think, Johnny?
I think that that's awesome. Yeah, you should do it.
On the red guitar,
Rob,
that looks great.
See the volume pot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you put a MXR on there.
Yeah, Johnny, Jay, and Caleb talked me into it.
That's cool. I think I might switch this one out too. I think I'm going to put a speed knob on mine though. I'm going to give a little shout out to. CHS Custom Guitars. Craig, a couple weeks ago, him and his wife Lisa came to the Van Halen Museum, and they had a chance to.
Did they rent it by the hour?
Yeah, right. Even see my striped carpet? I even got a striped carpet.
Hey, Cheryl.
They came to the museum, and Craig and I were talking. And he's going to do. Oh my God, Jay.
Wait. There we go.
Yeah.
We got the guitars from the great band Gizmachi in the chat.
There it is.
The guy that plays the Mean Street intro better than anyone on the face of the earth.
I would agree.
But that multicolored tape guitar back there, that's actually a wall hanger. It's not a real one. I mean, it's a real guitar, but it's not playable or anything. So Craig took one of my Kramer guitars, Pacers, and he's actually going to paint the multicolored tape guitar. He's going to paint it, which is going to be pretty cool. Now, Chad Wall like that.
Sam is here.
Yeah, I know. Barney, he's not. He's that's a day early.
Yeah, he's coming early.
That'd be kind of cool. Actually, you see that joke that I put up on Instagram on Santa?
Yeah.
Why is Santa's sack so big? Because he only comes once a year.
Hi, Ellie. Ellie and Killian are watching.
But no, that's true. Why is Santa's sack so big? Because he only comes once a year. So he's got to have a lot in the sack. I'm cracking myself up. I'll be right back. I got to go mix another drink.
Okay. All right. Who else do we have on here, Johnny? Looks like Caleb from Nerd Halen's here.
Kurt, tell him about my bathroom episode the night you came here when we got back.
Oh, Rob, I wouldn't ever say that.
Oh my gosh.
I would never say that on a live stream 3 weeks ago.
Man. Hey, Nerd Halen. Nerd Halen. By the way, did you ever find that picture? I found it. I don't know if
you did. I can't remember which magazine it's in, but yeah, if you have it there.
I have no idea. I just happen to have it because people send me this stuff.
I think I sent it to you.
Wait, I just had a pop up. Hang on.
Hey now.
See, that's why you want to message me on WhatsApp, so we don't get those embarrassing pop-ups.
Knows it all.
There we go. That's it, right?
Yep. But is the headstock in the photo?
There we go.
Yeah. Yep, there you go. What's the Peavey that had that headstock?
They had this one here?
Yeah, the Pacific or something like that? Pacifica or
that was Yamaha.
Oh, was that Yamaha?
Yamaha had those. I can't remember. Jim DeCola crafted this pre-prototype with DiMarzio pickups to show Eddie Van Halen that we could build the basic. It's cut off.
Clayton James Hicks, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, Clayton.
Yeah, that's a Peavey Wolfgang, believe it or not.
They're both Peavey Wolfgangs.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool.
Jim DeCola is such a great guy.
Peavey Predator. Yeah. Liquid Charlie.
Predator. Dude. There we are. There it is.
What's up, Liquid?
Liquid Charlie. And Jimmy Z.
Yep. Liquid Charlie's here, and Rob's getting ready to down some liquid.
I was just watching one of Liquid Charlie's videos yesterday. The lesson on Finish What You Started, the intro. Very cool. He plays it a little differently than I do. So obviously, Liquid being the type of guitarist he is, I adopted his way of doing it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Liquid, you need to come on one of these shows when it works for you, for sure. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Real good guy.
Yes.
Incredible guitarist. I still got to say, I remember when I first saw one of his, I think I'd seen some of his videos, but I remember the first time I saw the song that he did, Shadow of a Summer Storm, I was like, freaking mouth dropped, like, holy fuck, that is like fucking shit that should be like released, like fucking worldwide shit. Like, wow, that is amazing.
We just hit our limit for cuss words, and
as long as they're spaced out, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, those weren't spaced out at all. My first Liquid Charlie video was the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge mashup, and that blew my mind. That was awesome.
Oh, wow.
So there we go, Johnny. Anytime in the next couple weeks.
Okay, Charlie. Let's do something, man.
Yeah, Charlie's
definitely.
Good dude.
I can't even tell you the first time I saw Liquid Charlie because I've known of him, and actually we've known each other for years. Like we would see each other at the NAMM show, like what, 3-4 years ago. So it's been a long time.
And Charlie, how's your FU tone guitar? Are you still loving it?
Oh, that's right. He's got one of those.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's blushing. I hope, Charlie, you have a great holiday over there. I know he's almost a day ahead of us. Yeah, it's great. Rob and I got to play a couple of those at Suma's shop. I actually thought I was going to buy one, but I got this Kramer instead because Joe gave us a dynamite deal. But those guitars were pretty sweet too.
Yeah, I was actually considering one too, and it's funny.
Green one.
Yeah, I was looking at he had a yellow one too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was actually, green's my favorite color, but I was actually looking at the yellow one. And I was just going, gosh, I mean, I wanted one so bad. I'll probably get one eventually, but something about this green Kramer just, oh man, I'm telling you, I just fell in love with it. And now, like I said, it's my main player. I mean, I can't put this freaking thing down.
No, they're great. They're simple. And they look cool. I like the simplicity of it,
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're very simple. And I tell you, man, they scream. Those JBs and these things are just, man, I mean, they really are great, They really are awesome guitars. I mean, they just rip.
Yeah, the coil split too when you were doing Cathedral was awesome.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. That's one of the nice things about these. They have the little coil tap, and when you do Cathedral on that, it's like, wow, it makes it sound more like the album, like more like Diver Down.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the way Ed did it, on the Music Mans and the Peaveys and the EVHs too. But it's kind of cool when you that's just one kind of a neat option to have on this guitar. Well,
Rob, since we were talking about Craig from CHS, what's the status on the mini Les Paul?
Yeah, I actually I mean, I know Craig's been flat out. He's so busy. Every once in a while he'll post a picture of like all the guitars he's working on, and then I see my little Les Paul hanging in the side there. He needs to just refinish that. It's already stained amber and everything. That's another Donnie Ward build. Donnie did that Dave Petchalot mini Les Paul, and I brought that to Con, and Joe Suma was like, holy crap, this thing is like insane. And it's exactly like Eddie's because Donnie got the specs from Dave Petchalot when he did the guitar. So it's exact. It's got the workable speaker in the back. I mean, it's totally exact. So I put when I got it, it was unfinished. So I put an amber stain on it, but I never cleared it. So basically all Craig's got to do is just put a clear coat on it and, make it look sharp like what Eddie's did. And then I'll get it back and then it should be done. And then he'll go to town on that multi-tape guitar for me, I'm sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Special. Right on.
It's crazy with Kramer. We were always wanting maple neck with a hockey stick headstock, single humbucker.
Yeah, I know.
They came out with these 84 reissues, and they kind of flew under the radar.
Yeah, you mean the old Music Yo ones?
No, when they came out with these.
Yeah. Well, Kramer came.
The Music Yo ones didn't have very good reviews.
I had a couple. I loved them. I thought they were great guitars. The body shape and the headstock shape, if you looked at it quick, you wouldn't know, but they were a little bit off. But again, back in those days, it was like when I got into doing these guitars in '96, nobody was making, maple hockey stick headstocks.
Right.
I mean, it was like literally trying to find a live dinosaur if you could find one. And that's when I started kind of hanging out with Scott, and he hooked me up with a couple. And then all of a sudden, Music Craft started doing them, and over the years, Kramer came out with. I think Kramer was owned by Gibson, or they still are technically, right?
They still are now.
But back then, I think Gibson bought them out, and that would have been in like '99, 2001, whatever it was. And then they came out with the Music Yo guitars. Those were great guitars. And then they kind of just went away. And then, like you said, then these things kind of flew under the radar,
Mm-hmm.
So, Jeannie, if you're watching, which I know you're not, because this is like total nerd stuff, get Jay one of the Seafoam Green FP Tone guitars for Christmas. There you go, Jay.
Please.
I just did my community service for the day. I know she's not watching. She has probably 287 better things to do.
Yeah, he wants that so bad.
With the reverse headstock.
Yeah, the FE tone guitars, they're awesome. I've played them as well.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
He did good on them, and I think he really tried hard to keep the price down too.
He did.
They could probably go for $2,000 if he,
Well, the stuff that he's putting on them for hardware and the work that went into them, yeah. I mean, those are $2,000 guitars easy, and it's nice that Adam's doing that, making them really affordable. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, not calling you out, Rob, but think about how much you upgraded that Kramer right there.
Yeah, I mean, actually, now you got me thinking about it. I mean, believe it or not, the steel block from Canine Guitars was a lot cheaper than I thought. But I mean, that was.
If anyone's ever tried to price out a steel block, what's that other company that makes them?
Alien X or something like that.
How much are they? Like a couple $100.
$1 million. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I found this one company out of the UK, and I sent it to Rob. I got one for my 5150. He ordered one for his Kramer, and for the price, they're outstanding. I mean, they're like
real deal.
Quarters of the price.
Yeah, they're real big steel blocks. They're the real freaking deal. They're exactly what was in the whale tails. They just put a different coating on them so they don't. They look more of like a matte. But if you scratch that matte away, it's the shiny steel underneath. And then like I said, between that and then the Floyd, which was about $230 because it's an '84 reissue. So I mean, you can upgrade all the stuff you want. But what I like about this guitar is and I think Kurt would agree. When we got back to my place that Sunday night from Con, we plugged I think mine in, and I just ripped on it for a few minutes. I mean, you don't have to really upgrade anything on these guitars, and they sound amazing. They're alder bodies, so they got some oomph to them. They're a Floyd Rose 1000. They're not German, but they're it's still a good Floyd. It's a Duncan JB. It's a 500K coil tapping pot. The tuners are not Schallers or Gattos. They look just like them, but they're probably Kramers version, which they're the same thing. And maple neck, and I mean the thing just feels awesome. I mean, this is a kick-ass guitar for the price. I have nothing but great things to say about this Kramer. I think they kicked ass on it.
How does it compare to your Pacer?
Pretty much the same. Mark E. Metal Jr. says, I would love to see the Kramers versus the EVH 5150 series. There's a YouTube video on exactly that I saw the other day. This dude has a striped series 5150 and a 1984 Kramer, this exact guitar that's striped up, and he did a side-by-side comparison. And he chose the 84.
He liked the neck and the pickup.
And I mean, and not, this is not in any way, shape, or form slamming EVH. He said they're both kick-ass guitars, but at the end of the day, he preferred the '84 Kramer from the Duncan JB. I mean, it's just personal preference. I mean, somebody else obviously is going to say, the EVH. It's like saying what's better, strawberry or vanilla ice cream. They're both kick-ass.
Strawberry.
Yeah, I know exactly. I agree. But Mark, that exact topic is addressed. If you get on and you type that in, you'll see that video. I just
don't do it now.
Don't do it now.
Do it at 8:00.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason Arms, for the like on Twitter, liking this video. I think he's watching us right now. Jason Arms.
Thank you, Jason Arms.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at you, dude! You're giving me a run for my money. I don't have the guns anymore.
Oh,
Let's see, Kurt. Let's see. You've been going to the gym, haven't you? Let's see. Look at that.
I've been taking HGH.
Jean-Claude Van Schneider.
dang, man.
Yeah, look at Johnny. Damn, look at that.
Hey now.
Hey
Yeah,
now.
see, I'm
That's
at it.
inflation.
Oh wait, it goes this way.
Oh man.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. It's always fun to be on. It's definitely always fun to be on.
So Rob, you guys got a little bit of snow?
We got maybe about an inch a couple of days ago, and we're supposed to get 2 inches tonight. And I actually
That's what she said.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Well,
fold it.
I usually only give them a couple of inches, and then it's an 8 stroke, 7 strokes of 2 inches. Then on the 8th, you just freaking give them the whole thing. Drives them nuts, seriously.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been good lately. I have not been on a date in over 2 hours. I'm totally single again. I'm enjoying myself. I'm saving my money. Oh, it's so nice. I can come and get. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so
You
nice.
can what?
I can do that too. Yeah. Needless to say, Kurt wouldn't say it, but that first night when we got back from Hangar, I had a little bit of a rough night. That I woke up the next morning in my bathroom, laying on the floor.
Oh my god.
Luckily, I only drank vodka. That was a rough one. I
honestly didn't. I wasn't sure if we were going to make it to EVH Con.
I got as screwed up as Hubbard got the night that he stayed at my place 3 years ago. If you guys watched the show that we did, Chris Hubbard and I, about 2 years ago, and Chris got friggin' messed up bad. We went to the Met the next day to see the Frankie, and oh my gosh, I was one of those days for me.
And we're talking about Hubbard coming next year with me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the three of us?
No. Yeah. But anyways, I made it. I got up and a couple cups of coffee, and it was kind of. I think I was a little pie-eyed on the way to the drive with you and Jimmy, because Jimmy Carr went with us.
Right.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr. We had to bribe him to come. His car was broke down or something. What the heck was going on with his car?
Yeah.
But no, that was a great show.
Man.
And I got to give credit to our good buddy, our good buddy. I'll say my good buddy too, but my good buddy Pete. Pete got up and he friggin' ripped Summer Nights on.
Oh my god, I got great video of that.
Yeah, well, I brought my Steinberger, and Scott Smith brought his, and Pete did Summer Nights on Scott's, and that was probably one of the best versions of Summer Nights I've seen. He just smoked the solo, and he did another great version of 5150, which is my favorite song. I know we're not supposed to play that kind of stuff on the show here, but that's one of my favorite songs.
No, that's fine.
He freaking crushed it. I mean, I'm not gonna play that song. I'm not gonna play it now, but he probably does one of the best versions of that song. It's a great song, and I'll tell you, this Kramer nails that. I tell you, it just rings out. But anyways, kudos to Pete. It's not about me. It was about Pete that day. He did an awesome job. And Joe Suma played "Light Up the Sky" on my state track.
Wow. That's them playing it?
Yeah.
Dang.
I'll send it to you, Johnny. It's incredible.
Yeah,
That
it was
must,
amazing.
that must have been loud.
Oh yeah, it was. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
What's up?
Yeah.
And
What's
Joe
up?
Suma played Light Up the Sky.
Oh my gosh.
The Snake Dragon. And this guitar took me a long time to get. It took forever.
That was
And,
best to show.
Yeah, this guitar won best show or best guitar of the day, just because it's one of those real rare ones. Jeff Rich painted this and did an insane job on it. I did the headstock obviously myself, pretty simple. And on the back of the real one, you can tell he even nailed that. It says John Sterry with a date, and I wanted it to say Jeff Rich because he did it. So he did it in the exact same font, but it says Jeff Rich, and I'll tell you, this guitar it's amazing. Now the original, this has a big brass block on it. Now this guitar went through some modifications. If you look at it now, it's got a black plate with a different pickup and a black Floyd and I think a different neck too, or I'm pretty sure. When it came out in 77, 78, it looked like this, but it had a Charvel V trim. It wasn't a Floyd. So this body was routed for a Floyd. So what I decided to do was to make the Floyd. I used a original FRT1 style Floyd because it didn't have the fine tuners, and I painted the base plate silver, and I used gold saddles, so it kind of looks like a Charvel V trim. And I took the bar, put a gold tip on the end of it, and straightened it out on my vise, and it looks like a Charvel V trim, but it's still a Floyd Rose. So it worked out pretty good. But yeah, this guitar is really, really, really cool. Guy did an awesome job on it. The Snake Dragon.
Snake.
This was in the making for over a year. The snake, yeah, the
snake,
the pants snake, yeah. Yeah, and that's the version I was going for with the bridge right there. That's the version.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the bar.
Yep. Now I have a real Charvel V trim on my Megazone guitar. That's a real Charvel V trim. Looks just like that.
Johnny, so the bar stops on the tone knob. See that?
Yeah.
I wonder if it goes over the volume knob.
Technically it's sitting on a volume knob, and the top one's a tone knob. If you
is that what it is? Okay,
they're switched around.
All right.
Now,
yeah, I wouldn't know that.
If you guys look at that picture, the famous picture of the white star with Ed with the pickaxe picture with all the guitars with the pink jumpsuit, you'll notice on the star there the bar is resting on a little piece of like a screw, a black screw that's sticking out of the body. Ed put that on. It's a post that he put in there so the bar wouldn't swing around, and then he removed it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the back of it. The Japanese magazines. Yeah, and there it is in the black version, Johnny. Where was it? It was a black and white picture. The Charvel version, right there. That's a cool guitar that he had, I think.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing.
It's almost like he was doing everything not to play a Strat style guitar back in the 70s.
Yep. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Music Man, or it's
that's great.
It's a great guitar. I don't know if you can
Grimace.
See. Yeah, Grimace. Yeah, I know. So this is basically an Axis EX, and you can tell if you guys look at my Instagram page. I don't know if I can
it's hard to see down there in the lighting. Is that a leg?
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is RobCJ5150, but you can see the quilt here. It's pretty cool. It's an Axis EX guitar. Actually, no, I take it back. I take that back. Please forgive me. Forgive me. This
Rewind
is
it.
Let's just start over. Hey,
So
Cameron.
Okay, go.
The reason my old one was, and I forgot, this one, the body was custom built by Jerry Leica. It's basswood body with a book match maple quilt top. Again, I know it's pretty, you can't see it, but maple quilt top, purple. And the binding was done by the same guy that did the original ones for Music Man. And it's a Music Man axis neck. And I had Craig repaint the headstock and add the logo. So it's basically a real Music Man, I guess you could say. It's got the Music Man bridge and tone zone in the bridge, Air Norton in the neck. So it's the same hardware. The knob is exactly the same. And this thing, I mean, it's even got the Music Man plate. I put a big brass block in it. And so this thing it's amazing and it plays phenomenal. The bird's eye in the back of the neck is insane.
Wow.
So this is basically like an original EVH Music Man. So this is a pretty cool guitar. And this one also plays incredible.
I think this is the picture you want me to show. This one right here?
Yes. So that's my amber, and that's this guitar right here. Yep. You can see it's in the sun, so it's got a really interesting quilt top pattern.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's RobCJ5150.
Plug.
Thrash metal
CJ 5150.
A thrash metal said never seen my snake guitar. Well, the reason you never seen it is because it was I haven't done a show, I don't think, since I've had it. I don't think. And that guitar is pretty recent. It was in the making for a couple of years. Yeah, Jimmy Carr has my other purple one, which we believe is an EX. And that's a great guitar.
It's grape too.
Grape.
Get your buddy of mine. The guy we might go see, Rob, if you come visit me, he just picked up a purple EVH Music Man. His has a black headstock.
Yes, that's awesome.
Here's some photos. I'll send them to you.
This headstock is
light.
pretty black.
There's one, and hold on. And then there's the headstock. It's black.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No signature.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie's number 2 was like. And this one was like that because that's how Jerry had it, and I had it repainted. Yep. Yeah, that's cool.
There's something about those guitars. The amber, the purple, and the green were just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I love my amber over there. I mean, that's got one of the most insane quilts on it. That's pretty cool. Getcha says, any help? Hold on, I got to pull it up here. Any contact you recommend that would tackle putting together a Rasta replica? Are you talking about the paint job or are you talking about getting the parts?
Getcha is that you in your avatar?
That probably is him.
That
probably is him.
I would say if you want to do a Rasta replica, I mean
a Robsta.
A Robsta. Hey, you know what? If you send me those stickers, Kurt, that's going to be the 5150 Robsta.
Okay, there you go.
This guitar actually was Dave Nesdall's, and I've had a few. This is the best. This is the best one out of all of them I've had. Jerry Leica also painted this, and I think Jerry did the body. On the Rastas, you want to, depending on how accurate you want to go, you need a 2-inch thick body. This is a 2-inch thick body. And Dweezil Zappa obviously owns the real one. The paint job is a royal pain in the butt. I've never done one myself. I could do it. I'm just too lazy. I'm sure Hubbard would do it. I'm sure Nick Amendolara would do it.
Yeah, that's a tough paint job.
It's a tough one. It really is.
And it's 2-inch. What's the wood?
This wood, I believe, is mahogany. I think Dweezil's was mahogany, or Eddie's was, because it's very heavy. It's a very heavy guitar. So it's a mahogany body, and you got to get someone who does this contour, the forearm contour different, because it's longer. This is the Rude, the circles, and the Rasta. Now the Rasta is the circles and vice versa, but the Rude and the Rasta had this, and I don't know if the Hog, that 79 Hog guitar everybody's talking about, was the same way, but it has this kind of a longer contour, and I don't know what the dimensions are of it, but it's a little bit longer and deeper. It's not like your normal Strat.
Real deep.
Yeah, right. You don't need that stuff. I mean, all you really need is just the basic Strat body. But if you want to be real accurate, you need that contour correct, and you need a 2-inch thick body. I have a actual Schaller Floyd Rose on this because that's what's on it now, the exact same one. And when you watch Dweezil's videos he does with Norm's Rare Guitars, he's thinking this was a Duncan distortion. It's not. It's a Schaller blade. That's what it is. It's a Schaller blade pickup. And the headstock is painted. These are Gatto gold crown heads. And great guitar. Really cool.
And
so
Rob, that headstock came off what guitar?
It's hard to say. Donnie and I've been talking about that for a while. I used to think it was the one that came off the Unchained guitar, the circles, which is what this is too, but it's not, because that's what's on the Frankenstrat right now. Ed had a handful of these necks kicking around. It was basically one of the ones. Now this neck might have been on the Frankenstrat at 1.2, the one that's on the Rasta now. It's just so hard to say. We don't know. Ed did play this in the Diver Down tour, painted as the Rasta, but the headstock was not painted. He painted that headstock at the end of the Diver Down tour. And if you watch the backstage Panama video outtakes where a roadie's coming to knock at the door and opens the door and has guitar in pieces and he throws it. The headstock was painted. So when Dweezil bought it, it had it was just laying in parts. And on mine, I even have the cat vomit right here dripping. Yeah, no, I do. It's hard to tell, but you can see kind of a little bit of the
Did
glare.
you have your cat actually vomit on there?
I did. I waited for Jelly Bean to throw up. I came home from work one day, and she did. And I grabbed a napkin, and I literally came down, and I went,
oh,
wiped it on. Because that's what's on the real one. Ed had the guitar laying in a case in 5150. One of Val's cats was walking around. She yacked in the freaking box, and that's what it was. Seriously, it's cat vomit.
Cat vomit.
That's going to extremes.
Ned vomit. Johnny, you got to wipe some of Ned's vomit on one of your guitars.
It's good tone.
Yeah, right. It's a good tone. Yeah.
Cat yak. Hey, Brian S. Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody here. Thanks for that. This is just like a pop on show, and
come on.
Come on. People are here. Great to see everybody. It is the holidays.
Yeah. Nelson Rodriguez says, I would like a Rasta Wolfgang. That would be heavy dude. There's a guy that Hubbard's done a whole bunch
on
of
Johnny's show.
Yeah, what's his name?
Remember that guy? Yeah, he came on with us a couple times.
Red hair.
His name?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He had all those Wolfgangs that were all painted.
John BL. What was that dude's name?
Oh, but crying out loud, he's in my phone too. He messages me once in a while, and he's got like 8 Wolfgangs that Hubbard did. He said the circles, the Rasta, the Star, the Shark. Yeah, they're all Wolfgang guitars.
Yeah.
Incredible collection. Incredible.
Yeah. He's a good player too.
Wow, that was years ago.
Yeah, I watched that show when I was driving down the freeway and almost wrecked like 4 times watching that show. While I was driving.
Dave Lucy.
Yeah,
we got to get Dave on, Donnie.
Dave Lucy, if you're watching this, come on.
No, he does. He's got some freaking stick ass Wolfgang that are striped like his guitars. But that's his thing. He likes the Wolfgang guitars. Yep.
Brian S says the cat vomits tone spew.
Catchable says, "What breed of cat do you need for the vomit?" Oh gosh, I tell you, I honestly did not get that geeky, but man, I'll tell you, I should find out.
Pearl tone. Keith Campbell.
Dave Lucy.
Oh, man. And as Brian Long says, everyone shows up for Rob. We do show up for Rob. Even the women show up for Rob.
Thank you. They don't know what they're missing, right?
Yeah, right. Dave Lucy. Johnny, you had him on one time or a couple times?
I think a couple times.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I think.
Well, I don't even know if he's around anymore, though. Seriously, I have not seen him around in a long time.
If I can remember, well, I'll write it down. At 1:30, here we go. If I can remember.
Put that card up here.
That card will be right there, if I can remember.
Brian says, "Where's Rob's girlfriend?" I'm actually single right now for a while, actually. And it feels nice. Well.
What does?
My wallet feels nice.
Diamond Dave Lucy, right? Isn't that his handle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him on Instagram.
You have him on Instagram?
Yeah, I'll message him. Rob's following him too. 0 posts.
Dave Lucy. Let me see. Yeah, here it is.
I know it sounds awful because it's all garbled.
No,
you can't play in this thing.
It was just loud. It sounded good. He had the Rude. He had the Bumblebee. He had the.
Well, here they are. Let's show them. I found his picture.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
Actually, I posted this. I posted the picture. Here, I just looked. It's me.
Barney,
yeah, this was December 15th, 2017.
Barney.
He came on.
Hey.
Hey, Barney.
Hey, Barney.
There's your buddy.
Barney, what's up?
Your buddy. Yeah.
Hold on, Barney.
Look at him. His head cocked.
Look at that, Johnny.
Oh. Wait.
Do it again.
Hold on. Let me do it again. Where'd it go? Damn it. Dude, what happened? It's a commercial.
What's he doing?
Can't ever get the free app. Here we go. All right, Barney, you ready?
Oh,
like Jelly Bean, huh?
He's a good dog.
Yeah, he really is. Seriously, he is a great dog. He's
talk about a small dog in big dog's clothing, or is it the opposite?
Honestly,
big dog in small dog's clothing.
He is the first little dog I've ever had in my entire life. I was always, a big dog person, like a lab, German shepherds. That's what I grew up with. And well, Barney's 4.5 now, and 4.5 years ago, my ex-girlfriend, she found him and she's like, "I want this dog." And I'm like, "Really? Come on, get a real dog." It's like he was like seriously, he was like 4 weeks. I mean, I love all animals. But I would never have went to get a little dog. And so I was like, all right. So I went and I bought him for her. And he was literally, no kidding, I got pictures the size of this cup. He was so freaking adorable. And my ex-girlfriend's her little girl at the time, I think she was like 5 or 6. She named him Barney. And I was like, okay, whatever. But it kind of stuck. So when we broke up a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago, whatever it was, she's like, "You can keep him." And I'm like, "Really? I bought him for you." And she's like, "No, you can have him." He was my dog anyways, because as soon as he just took to me, because I did everything with him. I take him hiking. So it worked out great. So I ended up with him. Yeah, he is, Keith. He is a wicked freaking chick magnet. I'm telling you, he definitely helps out. But anyways, he turned out to be the best dog I've ever had. Nothing against my other dogs, but he's not an ankle biting, yappy little thing. He is so freaking chill. He's a great little watchdog. He loves other dogs. He runs in the woods. I mean, he's great off leash. I mean, he's definitely
Better doggy style.
he's yeah, right. He is a horn dog. He freaking humps the hell out of that freaking blanket every night. He loves humping his blanket. I don't know
The
what
one
it
you
is.
made me sleep with?
That's why
Michael
Jason
B.
pregnant.
Thank you, Michael B. Michael B. Michael B.
Good to see you,
And
Michael
okay,
B.
there it is. There's the Dave Lucy picture.
Yes.
Those are his. Those are Wolfgang's
Look at the
Yeah,
roster.
look at the Rude
custom.
and the star and the Rasta.
Hubbard painted all those for him.
Oh, he did?
Yep, Hubbard did all those, other than the stealth. Hubbard painted because he had Lucy kept sending Hubbard all these Wolfgangs and had him painted. There's a 5150 somewhere. Do you have the picture of the 5150 he did for him, Johnny? It's freaking amazing. It's a relic 5150 Wolfgang, a relic. It looks amazing.
Let me see if it's in his. Yeah, apparently he left social media, Dave Lucy. That's what his tagline is. That he's not around anymore. So all this stuff is deleted. I found this through because that's my Instagram, EVH Gear Live. Yeah. Apparently, I had posted this because he was coming on with us. That night. Yeah. No, so I don't.
That Rude is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's so cool.
And Hubbard is, very talented and creative to figure out how to get that shape in the Wolfgang shape. That's not as easy as it looks.
No, and it's not, especially when you look at doing like a Rude or like a star or a
shark.
A shark. Yeah, I mean, look at the star. It's like right off the bat when you look at it what it is, but it's like, damn, yeah. Keith, like said, this badass star. You're right, Keith. It's like that's tricky to take a body like that and know kind of how to do that.
Yeah, you can see the shark tucked back in there in the right corner behind the Rude or behind the Rasta.
Too bad you couldn't see the 5150. It's amazing. It's got the space tape. It's all relic. It's got the forearm wear. I mean, it's perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, go watch that video,
Very
guys.
cool.
When Johnny puts it up, it's a good video.
Yeah, Brian says, so you ditched the girl and kept the dog. Yeah, pretty much. That one actually, believe it or not, that one kind of walked on me, but it is what it is. I ended up making out better.
And if any of you guys want to see a couple of Rob's old girlfriends, just go back to Johnny's channel, and you'll see
they're all on here. Everyone.
No, well, maybe the heavy hitters probably were. I mean, I remember back when. I mean, gosh, I remember. I won't give out names, but the back 2015, the first one that I had, which was she was an amazing lady. Seriously, I mean that seriously. She was on the show that we did when we dedicated that guitar to
Vinny.
Vinny, yeah.
Vinny Romano. Yeah. Vinny, are you watching us?
Yeah.
That's right. He did the unboxing. Dude.
Yeah, he was on that show with me, and then it doesn't matter. But yeah, if you go back in 5, 6, 7 years, 6 years.
Dave Lucy. Okay. I found the video with Dave Lucy. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
20. This was like the second time he was on. He was on a couple times. There we go.
Johnny, I've only been watching you for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And through the C word, when I was working from home, I had 2 screens. I've watched almost every single one of your videos, like over the last year and a half. All the old ones.
Dang.
You have a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, technically the channel is catching up on just under 3,000 videos. I mean, but that's 15 years worth of content. It's, it's not just this stuff, but there's a lot of the, it's like I always say, if you like Van Halen, this is the place because we've been doing this for years. I literally
went through and watched
forever.
every one, and I would have them going as I'm working. And if I would take a phone call or have to get on a Teams call, I would just hit mute or hit pause. But I've watched pretty much, I would say 80% of them in the last year and a half.
Dang, man.
I know. Crazy.
Dang. Thank you. You're the one that watches. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know about this whole thing until a couple years ago, you know.
Well, it's
Mhm.
funny.
I thought
Go ahead.
YouTube was just where you just throw videos on of something funny. I didn't know anything about the live hangs, and you know that's how I found Rob and Jay and Johnny and Caleb and Steve Anderson and all those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, what a happy ending. Wait, happy ending? What? Well, it's funny. No, it's seriously. It's funny you said that though, because I remember speaking of girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, the one that I was talking about from 5.5, 6 years ago. Johnny and I had known each other for 20 years, and her and I were in Chicago. She was going to a family's wedding. So we were staying in a hotel room, and she was out that night with her parents because her parents were there too. And I'm just hanging around, and I don't remember if I called Johnny or I think I did call you. I just called you out of the blue for something, and then we got talking, and Johnny was like, "Oh, he's like, hey, me and this guy named Dave Nesdahl do this show, and you should come on." I'm like, "Cool, great." So we were on the phone for like almost an hour, and then when I got back a few days later, I started doing the show with those guys.
Right.
Yeah. Because Rob and I, we used, and by the way, Symmetry, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Rob and I, we used to talk every once in a while via Skype.
Yes.
Every once, like
Skype.
over the years. Because like we said, we knew we had met, online because of Van Halen trading live cassettes and stuff. That's how we originally met. Back in 2000, 98 to 99. 99.
Were you guys trading DVDs?
Trading DVD. Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a little bit, but mostly it was cassette tapes. It was
cassettes.
CDs were out, but CD burners were kind of new.
CDRs.
Yeah.
CDRs had just hit the scene, so that was like the newest thing.
Yeah.
Was that crazy or what? That was like unbelievable.
Oh, it's insane. It was like, where the hell did this come from? But it was so much fun though, because I mean, like, oh my gosh, when I moved into this condo 2 years ago, gosh, it's hard to believe. 2 days ago, December 20th, I've lived here for 2 years. I can't believe it. It's time's flown by. But when I moved into this condo 2 years ago, I threw out hundreds and hundreds of bootleg CDs and cassettes just because, I mean, Kurt, what you saw, I mean, the thing is you can get most of that stuff on YouTube. I kept all the ones that you can't, haven't been released yet, I guess you'd say. But I probably
you have them on your iTunes.
Yeah, I mean, I have them all on my phone basically, but still.
Right.
But I had thousands and thousands of live stuff. I mean, some of the stuff was just total shit quality, but some of it was not bad. But I still got a pretty good DVD collection. Actually, Johnny, that was actually January of 2016.
Yeah. Keith Campbell asked if I remember when Jeff Hausman was still selling boots in the back of his truck. I still have some of Jeff Hausman's flyers that we used to get. What he'd send once a month with all the. Let me find it real quick.
Those original flyers.
Yeah, I was actually, I reached out to Jeff maybe, I don't know, a couple of months ago. I sent him some pictures to see if he, would want to do like a show of the whole Van Halen, guitar room. It was something he wanted to do. And I know it's kind of tough because of the, the copyright stuff, and it might not be something that they can do. I don't know. I'd love to have this Van Halen stuff on the news desk, though. I mean, I think it would be definitely something that a lot of fans would like to see.
But so this was the other half of this was in
my
locker. was in my locker in high school.
It was in your locker.
Remember these?
Oh yeah.
With the CD?
Yeah, the long boxes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kept all this stuff from all those years ago. I mean, I have all these magazines full, but these are all just the covers that used to hang on my wall in my bedroom when I lived at home.
Man. Dude, I had all that stuff. Man, I yeah, it's so weird, man. You go to the supermarket or Barnes & Noble or whatever it is, and there's like a brand new issue of a magazine with Eddie on the cover.
Yeah.
You grab 5 of them, you know.
I know it's so funny.
Huh. Maybe I don't have. It's somewhere in here. Here's one of the original insides that I cut up. I mean, it's like all cut up.
I remember that one.
Yeah. I have all the insides right there, every single issue. I remember it got to the point when like months and months and months would go by, like we're gonna get one, and like you just give up, and all of a sudden, boom, in the mail, this Inside magazine shows up. Like, whoa, where'd that come from? You know, it's pretty cool.
Look at this, Rob. It's a letter from a chick.
I can't see anything.
What?
I see white paper. Letter from a chick. Where's your wife?
She's in the other room.
You're all blurry.
Why am I still holding on to this?
Did you dig it, man?
Oh, remember this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The unboxing of the 5150 combo. What is under there?
Unveiling.
Yeah.
God, this is.
I remember we saw that when I worked at the guitar shop in Berkeley. I showed that ad to a friend of mine that worked there, and he's like, "I bet you that's a combo amp."
Yeah, I don't know. I got too much stuff here, but
it's good stuff. I should find those too. I do have those catalogs, those old catalogs.
yeah, they were like a trifold, right?
I still have them because Jeff and I used to talk on the phone because he lived in Omaha. I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska. This was in 1990.
Yeah.
1990 was when him and I first met. And we would just talk on the phone about Van Halen bootlegs and whatever. And he would send me those catalogs.
Yeah.
My brother lived in Lincoln, Nebraska in 96, 97, Johnny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was already out here by then, but I wonder where he lived, man. Because I lived there from 83 to 92.
Okay. He was there on a Mormon mission. Neanderthals not in here to give me shit for that.
No.
We probably ought to wrap it up. I know Mr. Nesdal has a show that he's got going in about 5 minutes, and anybody that's watching that would like to jump over to that show probably should.
Yeah, Johnny Beane Raid.
Yeah, Johnny, I probably will be available tomorrow night if you're going to do a Van Halen show.
You should, Rob.
Dude, every Friday I do a Van Halen show.
No, I know. I
8
know.
o'clock.
I catch it. It's like I said. I've now that the holidays are here, I actually have some free time, and I don't believe I have anything going on tomorrow night. So seriously, I think Christmas Eve would be a great show. I'd love to do a Christmas Eve show with you. You go live what 8 our time Eastern?
Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern.
I'll have probably till 10. I know I could go till.
That's
10.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's a good show. I've done it with Jay like the last 3 weeks.
Oh, stop sucking ass.
No, it's.
I'm kidding. Yeah. No, I know it's a great show. Of course, it's a good show. I've been doing it freaking before you came along.
Thank you,
Jay. I know you have. Maybe tomorrow you guys can talk about that Kramer guitar.
So real quick though, yeah, we can. But real quick, Kurt, what are you guys doing? What is your family doing for Christmas? What are you guys up to?
For me?
Yeah.
So my wife's family's coming over tomorrow night. We're going to church at 4 in the afternoon, and then
Nice.
everyone's going over here. I'm cooking dinner, and we play games, drink a little alcohol, and then on Christmas we go to my wife's sister's, and we'll be there for 4 or 5 hours. And we used to try to go to a movie on Christmas. It was kind of a tradition we did. We watched all the Creed movies on Christmas back when they came out.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, we were watching the new Star Wars movies.
Yep.
So my kids have been talking about maybe going to see the new Spider-Man on Christmas Day after the party's over. So we might go watch Spider-Man.
Nice. That's awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah. I heard it's awesome. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but I heard it's good.
Johnny, what are you doing for Christmas? Anything?
Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Well, I know Christmas Eve you're doing a show, but Christmas Day, you got anything going on Christmas Day? Or
he's doing a show.
Doing a show. I told you this is all I do.
Hanging out with Ned. Because that's
all I do.
That's pretty much my life. I mean, my kids are. I'm going to see my mom and dad Christmas Day, and to see my kids for probably 10, 15 minutes. But then they're doing their thing with the ex, and I mean, my son's getting married next year anyway. So I mean, he's got his girlfriend or his fiance.
Wow.
My daughter Molly, she's got her boyfriend, and they're both great people. And I'm single, and my mom and dad are just kind of, we're gonna see the aunt and uncle Christmas Day, and so tomorrow night I'm not doing anything, and Christmas Day just kind of hanging out with my parents. That's about it, and then just getting a good workout in and preparing for my 5th degree black belt test on the 8th.
Tell your dad hi for me.
I will. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely tell my dad hi. And Keith, thank you so much, man. That means so much to me. I love coming on these shows. And Beane, come here. You guys want to?
We love Rob, Keith.
Come here, Beane. Oh, goddamn fucking cat! Get over here. Come here.
Lenny Lou says stepbrother.
Beane, not Johnny Beane, Jelly Bean. See if I can grab her.
Rob, you see Lenny Lou's in the chat. She says stepbrothers.
Oh yeah. Here's Jelly Bean. Ugh. This is the vomit cat. She's a good girl. She's pissed. She's like, "What are you doing?" So this is her vomit on the Rasta guitar.
And when I was at Rob's, I slept in her room.
Wait, what?
Right?
No.
Hey,
John,
Nick.
it's great to see you too. Keith, if you go back like in Johnny's shows, I mean, I have my own YouTube channel too. You guys, if you want to see some of my YouTube shows, I have my own channel. I haven't done one in a while, but it's Rob EVH 5150. It's my YouTube channel. And but if you go back, Johnny, how many shows have I done with you over the last 6 years? Probably over 100, probably, I'm sure.
If you go back to channels on Johnny's YouTube page and go to Gear Talk. Is that what it's called, Johnny? Talking Gear?
I don't know.
I think it's Talking Gear. Rob's on, if there's 400 shows, Rob's on 200 of them.
Well, we had so much fun, and Johnny's been great all these years, having me on and allowing me to show something that's obviously one of my favorite passions, these guitars, and I just I love building them, I love collecting them, I love playing them, and it's been a huge inspiration, like I said, to have this collection. And I get messages every single day on Instagram, on Messenger, from people that say, "Rob, you've been such a great inspiration to me." I mean, and that makes me feel so good because I'm just a regular freaking guy that just is lucky enough to have this collection of guitars, and I love helping people out. After all these years of studying and geeking out over this stuff, I'm still learning stuff every single day, and it's because of guys like you that watch the show. I say guys, I mean guys and girls, everybody, but you guys are the reason we do this stuff, and it's so much fun. And I am going to continue to do more shows. I know I haven't done a lot lately. It's like I said, new job and everything, but I am going to start doing more shows, and you'll see me on Johnny's channel, and Kurt and I do stuff on mine. And just thank you everybody for watching tonight. It was so much fun. And I'm going to try to jump on Johnny's shows tomorrow night too.
Yeah. Come back tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yes.
Come back tomorrow.
61 people watching right now. Hit the thumbs up. Thanks for hanging out with us on the holiday eve. I'm going to be absent for probably the next 3 days, but watch Johnny's show on Friday night and Saturday. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Everyone have a Merry Christmas. Jay, I hope you get that FU tone guitar.
Lenny, thank you very much. And Keith, the number is 52 right now. 52.
Man. All right. Thank you so much, channel members. We love all of you, especially all of you that are channel members.
Yep.
Hey, Jay, there you are.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
guitar collector. You lived in Lincoln back in 2001. Oh, wow,
wow.
man. Everybody
Yep.
was over there. Everybody was there. All right, we're out of here. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, watch another video. But if you're gonna split, Johnny Beane raid in the chat. And if you want, join me a little later tonight. I'll be doing some GTA over on Twitch. We did a 6-hour stream yesterday.
Jeez.
We'll probably do 12 hours tonight. We have a
That's
great
awesome.
time. Kurt knows what I'm talking about.
So long. I used to love that game.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. All right. See you guys. See you guys
Merry
tomorrow.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody. See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye. Johnny Beane TV.
Johnny split?
I don't know.
I'm-
He'll come back.
Oh, there he
I'm
is.
here. I'm here.
I want to throw that. Johnny, where can I find the link for that? I want to throw that up on my Facebook channel, that our show tonight.